how to calculate your progressive payment interest. Hi, this is Vicky How and welcome back to my channel once again. And today I'm going to share with you on how to calculate your progressive payment interest. It is really important, especially you need to know how to allocate this amount of money for 3 to 5 years period of time. And bear in mind that during this 3 to 5 years of construction period, you are not able to retrieve any of your rental income, and that's why being able to make any financial payment, it is very important for you so that you are not in the deficit at all. Now I'm going to share with you on how you can calculate your progressive payment interest. Now you want to know how to calculate it? Come check it out.
First of all, let's assume that your property price is at 500,000 and your interest rate is at 4.5%. Now, a lot of people may think that, oh my god, 500,000 and monthly installment is around 2,500. Does it mean that every month I have to start paying the full installment of 2,500, which is 2,500? A lot of people scared to have a commitment because of this, and they thought the moment that I sign my booking form and I sign my SMP, I will have to pay the full amount. But the answer is no. In Malaysia, we have something called progressive payment. And how does this progressive payment works? First of all, when you sign your SMP, which is the stage 1, you will have to pay the first 10% with amount to 50,000. Now at the second stage, which is at the A stage, where the piling and the foundation of the building is done, you will have to pay another 10%, which amount to 50,000. So once the piling done, the foundation is done, the earthwork is clear, you will have to pay another 10%. And then comes to the stage 2B, whereby the concrete RC framework and the floor slab is done. Now here's the tricky part, where if you buy the highest floor, you will get to your unit later. So this will cost another 15,000 the moment it hit your floor and your framework. So this amount to 75,000. Now let's say that your wall is done, meaning you can see the whole entire 3D. They have their own wall, everything is done. You pay another 10%, which is 50,000. Now then, the moment they hit the rooftop, the tanky, all this kind of rooftop, the roof, the ceiling, the electrical wire, the plumbing work, okay, all this is done, you pay another 10%, which amount to 50,000. Now once the wall is done, they hit the rooftop, but does not mean that they already plastered the wall. So when they start plastering the wall and they completed the whole entire wall plastering, it will be stage 2E, and it will cost another 10% of yours, which is 50,000. Now here comes the tricky part, is where the salvage works. Everything internal of the project is done. Now they have to go on and do the external one, which is the salvage ponds, the salvage piping. All this is done. It will be 5%, 25,000. The drainage system, another 5%, 25,000. And of course, the road to your project, all the parkings, all the road, and they have to draw the line, the tile, everything is done. Another 5%, which is 25,000. Now, then you will realize, everything is done, but the water and electricity supply is not connected yet. Although they already have all this facility, but it's not connected to the TMB and Shabas. Once they connect everything, they pay the deposit and register your name, it will be another 12.5%, which amounts to 62,500. Then comes to the fourth stage, which is it helps you to apply for your subdivision. And what is this for? This is to prepare for your strata title in the future. So this will be another 2.5%, which amounts to 12,500. Now finally, when you are ready to collect your key, you will have to pay another 5%, which is 25,000. Now when it's ready to collect the key does not mean that when you are ready to collect your key, then you pay the 5%. Or when you already collect your key, then you pay the 5%. That's not the case. It is when they start issuing you a letter saying that your property is ready to collect. Whether or not you start collecting your key, or whether or not you're responding to the letter, or even though you did not receive the letter, it is considered as you already know it and you already taken possession of the property. So immediately when they start issuing that letter out, you will already have to pay for the 5%. If you don't pay for this, your bank will automatically issue the remainder of the 5%. Okay, so total up is the 500,000. Now when shall I start paying all this? So first of all, when you sign your S&P, you pay during your first month, because your first month of your booking, your loan, then after that, you've done your S&P. Now the second A part, you will pay in 12 months period of time, within 6 to 12 months. Now why 6 to 12 months, such a big gap? Depending on which floor are you buying. If you're buying the highest floors, obviously you will be paying later. Now when you buy a lower floor, very quickly, immediately after probably 6 months, you will have to pay your 2A. Now on the 2B part, you will have to pay after the 18 months. So you will see that for the first 1 year and a half, you can take your own sweet time to pay all your stages. Now comes to the second part, which is 2C. You will have to pay it 6 months later. And 2D, you will see that in less than 1 year, which is around 9 months, you will have to pay it. So then comes is very quickly, every 3 months, 2 months, you have to pay for your next remainder project's payment. Now, if you see all this, towards the end of the projects, you will have to prepare a lot of money because it comes all at the same time. Sometimes they don't bill you, but the moment they bill you a few times. So how do we calculate all this and make a preparation? Now let's do the calculation together. Let's assume that you are at stage 2A, meaning that you have to pay your 50,000. So perhaps you are taking a 90% loan, and this time round, your bank will issue a 50,000 to your developer. So that calculation is this: 10% times your 500,000 times your interest rate, which is 4.5%, and times 30 days divided by 365 days. Now a lot of people, what mistake they do is usually they thought it's supposed to be 500,000 times 4.5%, and the amount is really scary. But if you take only 10% and divide it by 365 days times 30 days, which is a month, how much are you going to pay a month? You'll find that you'll realize that, hey, it's actually not that much of money per month, because it's only 184 ringgit 93 cents. That is assuming you won't take any MRTA or anything else. So roughly every month you are around paying 200 ringgit per month, and that could actually reduce your burden and it helps you on with a commitment. But having said that, although it's only a 200 ringgit every month, when it comes towards the end of the year or the end of the project, you will realize that things are moving quickly and perhaps you may have to prepare a lot of money. Now each development, the whole entire progressive payments will take up to about 10% of the actual cost of the loan price. So if you calculate, if that property is around 500,000, the progressive payments could cost around 40 to 50,000 just on the progressive payments.
Hi, thanks for watching, and I hope you have learned something new today. You do not want to miss my next chapter because I'm gonna share on something really interesting on my next topic. Now, if you do not want to miss on any of my video, please click on the subscribe button below, and very important, click on the notification button as well, so that whenever I have new video, I will notify you right away. And see you once again. Bye.